Okay. Hey there in YouTube land. Ooh, I'm really loud. How are you today? Thank you for being with us on YouTube, and we appreciate having you in the room. Remember, you can find everything you want to know about the community at www.unityoflagstaff.org. You can also donate there, and we appreciate your ongoing support of this community. So today we're going to talk about letting your life speak. Hey, it's your life over here talking. So
you're playing the drum on.
Settle in and let's be blessed. Namaste. All right, good morning. Good morning. Hey, how about if you're comfortable standing, we're going to start with a really cool Daniel Nahmod song. I almost said Karen Drucker because we've got her coming up. And we are graciously accepting and willing to take the gifts of Trina and Andy. Thank you. Yes. This is what live music looks like. Yes, it does. So how can I help you, darling? I'm Reverend Penni, by the way, if those of you who don't know. How's the sound in the room? Are you comfortable? Are you hearing me? Are we good? All right. This is me filling in. Did you notice that? Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
All right. And away we go. Okay. Thank you, Andy and Trina.
This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, I'm letting you lead where it will go. Letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. And I will bear witness to your love, and I will bear witness to your love, and I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. For all my life. You forgot to sing.
All right, let's get this party continued. Not started. I think it has started. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I use my inside principal voice. All right, now, let's come back together, class. Here we go. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. That's where you've landed if you were wondering. I'm Reverend Penni, honey. It is my joy, as always. Best seat in the house right here. Really, you guys ought to try this out. Not right now. But welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. I am Reverend Penni, honey. It's our joy to spend this time with you today. We're also welcoming those that are with us on YouTube. Howdy, howdy. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate you guys. So here at Unity of Flagstaff, it's just pretty simple. You know, we can talk about diversity, and we can talk about inclusivity, and we can talk about all kinds of things. The bottom line is this: we love people. Are you in? All people. Yes, we do. And I've already shared this with one of the folks in the room that's new today, but if you are new and you didn't get any propaganda like I told her, you let me know, because I'll make sure you do before you get out of here. And thank you again for spending this time with us. I want to remind you that today, after Sunday celebration, we're going to dig a little deeper. We're going to dive a little deeper into today's message. We're doing a short series on Let Your Life Speak, book by Parker Palmer. And we're going to dig a little deeper after service. You're welcome to stay, whether you let me know you were going to be here or not. It is a BYOB, bring your own bag lunch. So we'll actually allow a little time for you to run out and get something if that's what you need to do. And as you know, Unity, the movement of Unity, co-founded by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, was based on prayer, and it still is. We leave you lots of options as to how to get the prayer that you're looking for, the prayer support. You can leave a request over here in our prayer box. I have prayer partners in the room today, right? There they are, here to support you in prayer. You can also call Silent Unity. I recommend speed dial 1 24/7, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. They're there. And of course, you can always request prayer. I always stumble on that. Request. Say this with me. Request prayer. There we go. At the center, 928-526-8893. From the Revealing Word, which was written by Charles Fillmore, affirmative prayer can be defined in many ways. It can be said to be the taking hold of God's willingness. So I say we take a hold of some of that right now. So we're settling in. Yeah, there we go. So Spirit, we say thank you. We just say thank you. And we feel the healing of that. Enough said, and so it is. Amen. Spiritual gifts. You've already got them, but we're going to help you recognize them. September 9th, Saturday. Ever wonder what your spiritual gifts are? It's sort of like an Enneagram for your spirit. We're going to do a little quiz. We're going to do some talking. We're going to do some connecting. And then you know what's going to happen. I'm going to find out what your spiritual gifts are, and then I'm going to ask you to volunteer. So that is the actual scheme that's going on here, just so you know. And I will ask. On Saturday, that is at 2:15 p.m. Thank you for asking that. I need to fix that slide. Somebody send me an email. Not everybody. And speaking of spiritual gifts, I'd like to bring to the front now. Do I have a wireless or can I have one of those microphones? I'd like to bring to the front right now Shar Snipes. She's going to share with you what her spiritual gifts experience was, because I used the board at our recent board retreat as guinea pigs.
So that's true. I was able to be part of the spiritual gifts survey that we did at our board retreat last week. So my question to myself was, do I want to grow deeper? Do I want to dig a little deeper into who I am and really what I am? And I guess the answer was yes, because that's what we did. And so, better use this.
Oh, she's got notes.
I
That's
know.
pretty
Well,
impressive.
I can only remember so much. So we know it never hurts to grow deeper and expand, right? And we know that introspection of the gifts that are ours resonate to us. So as we did the survey, that's exactly what happened. Some of the questions resonated and some of them not so much. So it gave me more of an awareness of what my spiritual gifts are, and then just a comfortableness in how I use that to connect and deepen my relationships. So it kind of just unfolded through that process for me. And so I encourage you to come on September 9th. And this will be presented by the one and only divine spirit within us via Penni.
No pressure. No. And thank you, Shar and Miss Betsy. And now Miss Betsy Williams, our newest board member, will share her experience.
Well, all through life, we train ourselves. We go to school, we go to college, we train ourselves for careers. But how often do we stop and think about training ourselves and honing our spiritual gifts? People like Penni have done it for a long time. And for me, a lot of them were so natural that I didn't really realize that they were spiritual gifts until we went through this exercise. And it brought to the forefront what my spiritual gifts are. And most of them I knew, but some of them were a little more obscure. And so now that I see what they are, I can work on honing those and using those in my daily life and my relationships, and really finding the innermost, deepest parts of those gifts that I can really use in relationships and in my life every day. And thinking about how those affect the people around me. How does that change their lives? How does it change the atmosphere at work or at a party or at a friend's house? And learning to use those gifts even when I'm not physically close to someone. When I am far away from them, I can use those gifts to help them. So that's what I brought away from that.
How cool is that? You know, these board members keep up with these good presentations. They're going to find themselves up here on a Sunday morning giving a message, right? Round of applause. Thank you. Really, thank you for that. And as I shared with you earlier, we are founded on prayer, and at this point in the service, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put that little microphone without making noise. We take your prayer requests and your gratitudes. Do we have another microphone? No? Yes? Yes, there we go. We'll take care of those logistics, I'm sure. So keep in mind that God knows the details, right? And that we're just opening to sharing in community how we can best support you. Also know that the prayer requests that you make in the room, we typically capture, and those go on our prayer list. And our prayer team will hold those for 30 days. And we also send them to Silent Unity. Malka, you want to take left or right from that camera? There we go. All right. All right. So, thank you.
I'd like to have prayers for our neighbor, Kathy, who's going through some physical challenges right now, and then she'll have to have an operation. So our prayers are for her.
So, Mike, we're affirming with Kathy her alignment with her perfect expression of health. We know that this is already true about who she is. And we open the minds and soften the hearts of those around her, allowing that healing to happen with ease and with grace.
And I have gratitudes, one of which is for Kathy's husband, Walt, surprised us yesterday and mowed our acre, which was very kind. Yes. And then I want to thank all of you for the prayers for my mother, Carol. In the past few weeks, she did have a pacemaker put in and is absolutely thriving. So thank you.
Yay! Now tell me Kathy's husband's name again. Walt. He doesn't split wood, does he? Just kidding. So Walt expressing his spiritual gifts, right? His gifts. And so in that, we see healing for him. And we also see a really cool, mowed lawn, right? And we are just continuing to hold Carol in our hearts and knowing that she's healthy and whole. Thank you for that.
Well, this month's been a very challenging month for my peeps. I had a sister that was in the hospital. It turned out she had a blood clot in her heart. And she's on medication and has to go back for different tests and things like that. I had a girlfriend that was on vacation and ended up in ICU in Oregon. And she's now home recovering from pneumonia. And I found out the other day that one of my good friends and neighbors was in the hospital for surgery and had gallbladder surgery and had stones removed. So she is coming home today and is on a restricted diet, and she will be healing too. So prayers for all of my peeps that have had health issues this month. And that they all are whole and healing.
And we are affirming that with you, Betsy, and with them. We already see it done. In the asking, it is done. So we open to the perfect outpicturing of their perfect health. Michael's getting his steps in today.
Hello. Oh, wow. I already speak loud. Yeah. Hi, my name is Barrett. For those who haven't met me, I'm new. I've been here a few times, and I have a gratitude. Hi. So I'm new to Flag as well, and I was here a year ago, really couldn't get myself established, and I have a successful career, so it was kind of tough. This time around, I did have a positive attitude, but I also was looking for a church and for, a people to connect with. And so came in here, and I prayed with Penni last Sunday, and she offered to take me for coffee or, for lunch, and I'm sorry that I failed you on that. But as soon as I left, after we prayed, I got a job. I'm starting. So thank you, Penni. Yes. Yes, and then also I'm starting a company, and I already got my first client. So thank you. Yes.
Well, that was better than lunch all day long.
Yes. So I have many prayers that I would ask for, but let's start with gratitude.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating you. Because you are co-creating that in your life. You are the expression of spirit. I may have just reminded you, but that is who you are, and you are creating from there. And we are celebrating that. You betcha. Yeah, that's what I say.
Hi. Like maybe 3 weeks ago, I announced that my parakeet was making a transition, and it actually occurred Thursday night. And I'm glad that he went on to the next thing because it was very difficult watching him, being so tired and everything. This was my little singer, and I do miss having somebody that I can yell hello to when I come in the door. So, I need some prayers for fitting this generously into my life.
What a great thought, fitting this generously into your life. Take that in for a minute. So we are seeing Jeffy on his next journey. Chewing on as many wood frames as he wants, yes. And we're seeing his song transformed to bless the many hearts on his journey. And we see you at ease and comfort and knowing that you're supported in this. We love them, don't we? Our pets.
So this is kind of an announcement from Sue Mine. She's the head of our lunch group, and she asked for me to announce that on September 6th, we're meeting at 1 o'clock at Wildflower. And everyone's welcome, anyone's welcome. It's good to probably give her a little message so that she knows the number. But yeah, and then also I want to hold Sue in our prayers for highest expression of health.
Yes. So you can email here at the center, office@unityoflagstaff.org, if you're wanting to go to that lunch and you didn't sign up, or just show up. It's okay. I say that because I'm not in charge of it, right? But okay, I'll have to explain that to Sue, right? So we are holding Sue in the highest expression of health and seeing it easy for her as she's moving through. Healing. Yeah. And we know that it's done. We know that it is done. I think we had one over here, Michael. So the next big purchase is going to be a set of roller skates, because we're going to let our little person with the microphone wear them. Pink ones.
I'd like to have gratitude and prayers for the children at Loop School, so that we have a good semester this semester and year.
Mm.
They need both, and I have gratitude for them.
Yes. Yes. So Jane, we are holding you and all teachers, administrators, helpers, students in light. We know that they are open and receptive to increasing their knowledge and their wisdom, and that they are safe, and that it is easy, and all their needs are met when the needs present. We affirm this with you.
I just want to express my gratitude for so many things. I could go on for an hour, but I am so grateful for so many things and for unity and the prayers, and I just wanted to share that. My heart is so big with gratitude.
A lot of gratitude in the room today, eh? Yeah. And we're celebrating all that with you, Susan. We are celebrating all that with you.
I have a gratitude and a prayer. So I gratefully passed my first semester of nursing school. And all of you have been so supportive for that, even before I was accepted. So thank you. Prayers do work. And then I would like a prayer for my friend Margarita, who is today moving from Phoenix to Texas and starting a new life. And she's such a soulful, beautiful person. And I would like to ask for prayer for her safe journey and her continued expression.
Absolutely. So we're celebrating you, Ivana. We're celebrating you. Yes. Do you remember when it was a prayer request that she get accepted into the, remember? Ha-ha! Woo-ha! Good thing I'm working commission. We're celebrating that with you. And your friend Margarita, we see her travels safe and sage-like. Easy. She has everything she needs when she needs it. And she is the expression of light. And we feel that from you and around you. This just sets me right. You know, one time there was a conversation about how are we going to manage this prayers and gratitudes? How are we going to And it's been a sacred cow here at Unity of Flagstaff. It is. It's one of those. So, you know, you come in as this new leader and you think, well, I need to tighten this up and I need to tighten that up. Fortunately, somewhere I was listening because of the expression of this community and our prayer requests and our gratitudes. And I see it as a measurement of the depth of this community. I commend each of you in knowing the power of prayer. I do. And so, together let's affirm unity principle number 3. Now I know we've been saying this one several weeks in a row. I just cannot get off of it. So since I build the PowerPoint, together we say our thoughts have creative power to influence events and determine our experiences. We're grateful for everything that we've heard here today. We're grateful for the prayer requests, and we're grateful for the gratitudes. Take a little bit of that into your week. And now Trina and Andy will bless us with a Karen Drucker song, Gentle with Myself, as we prepare for meditation. And we have a special treat today with meditation, as well as Andy and Trina. Lights, please. Thank you.
I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I will love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child.
And now I'd like to welcome Ivana Fitzgerald, who will be doing our meditation today. Thank you, Ivana.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy and Trina. It was beautiful.
I invite you now to focus on your breathing, to take some moments to center into yourself. Deep breath in to the bottom of your belly and all the way out. I invite you to remember that who you are is more than what is visible, what is touchable. You are one with God. You are as a drop in the ocean. You are the drop. You are the ocean. One of the gifts of life in this world are the limitations that help us to grow and to learn and to experience in a way that is different than when we are just with our spirit. And one of the illusions is that we are separate. We experience the world through our eyes, through our touch, through our senses, and we believe that we are apart, that we are separate. But really, we are a part of the whole. I invite you to think about a cell in your leg, a little muscle cell. It's whole unto itself, with its energy centers, its information center, its waste treatment center. It expands and contracts by the signals from the muscle fibers. It receives information from the eyes for how strong to stretch or contract so that it can be of service to the whole. We ourselves are built up of colonies of different cells that serve different functions that are in service to the whole. And now recognize yourself as a whole human self in service to a greater whole. You are connected to this earth, to the air. You are connected to your community and to God. And as your legs receive information from outside their cells, you too receive information from outside yourself that influence and inform how you can be of service. I invite you to continue to breathe and settle with the wonder of who you are. you as a part of this great, big, marvelous whole of creation. And in closing, I will share a song that has come as a reminder that we are in a crossroads. This whole is awakening, remembering who we are, remembering our unity, remembering the divinity of life. Oh, the world may seem untenable, full of darkness and gloom. It may seem irreparable and destined for great doom. The gates of hell are open, the demons flooding out, but the light on earth is gathering, and goodness will win out. Seeds are planted every day and tended by our hands. Love and joy will find a way to spread peace throughout the lands. Roots take hold in darkness, their strength out of sight, but they feed the branches anyway, bringing blossoms in the light. The angels are present to guide us along. They whisper, take courage, it won't be too long. Imagine a world someday where hatred cannot last, where justice and fellowship are guiding every act. The world may still have suffering, but together we will rise. Our minds will be in harmony, and our spirits will fly. Step by step, heart to heart, there is progress every day. Though it's hard to see from where we start, we've been promised there's a way. A new world is waiting just beyond the veil, Thank you.
Almost seems silly to say much. But we are talking about letting your life speak, so I probably have to say something. Isn't it good to know what your gifts are? That's not a plug for September 9th, although it's a good plug for it. But really, Andy, Trina, Ivana, Suzanne steps up this morning and leads meditation on short notice. Sam shows up, does what he does. Betsy and Shar blow us away. Man, now I want to take spiritual gifts. It's good to know what our gifts are. Before you tell your life what you intend to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you. Before you tell your life what truths and values you've decided to live up to, let your life tell you what truths you embody, what values you represent. That was written by Parker Palmer. We're starting a little series called Let Your Life Speak. See how it kind of leans into spiritual gifts? It's all a big plan. This is my third copy of Let Your Life Speak, because when they get to the point that there's no white spaces left because they're all highlighted, you might need a new copy. I started studying Parker Palmer, had to be 20 years ago. High-powered executive for a university. But his life did not feel whole. Lots of money, lots of connections. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with that, because there isn't. But the point is, it wasn't where he was finding his wholeness. So he left that high-powered position, and he became a Quaker. Now, you still have to earn a living, right? You still have to pay the rent. You still have to do all those things. So he was in the world working as an educator. Excuse me, but his spiritual focus, his shift around his life, came from a statement that the Quakers use. And that statement is, let your life speak. Let your life speak. It's just a small little book. And he shares his winding journey. He shares his search for what he believed was vocation, which turned out to be kind of funny. And it led him on a journey, one that he says is the ultimate existential crisis. And that is the question, who am I? Now, if I asked each of you who I am, you'd have some things to say, most of which I'm hoping I would want to hear. But I will guarantee you that I could lay that list next to who I think I am. 5'7", maybe blonde. I don't think our list would match, is the point. That overlay, there would be a gap. The word vocation, this is why it's funny that he said he was set out to find the vocation that would find or fill his life. And in his research, what was discovered is this, is that vocation, the Latin word for vocation, is actually voice. So what he was actually looking for was his voice. This calling, Palmer says, is uniquely heard in every life. Our voice comes from listening to what our life has to say, not the other way around. Where we are given a blueprint. I was born in a rural Midwest area. You went to high school, you were a good girl. and you got married. Now, I think that's a fine life for some. And I couldn't get out of there fast enough. Not that it was so awful, but that wasn't my voice. That was the voice and the accumulation of voices around me. Now, I did make fun of my parents who had the same zip code for, 40 years. Because when I moved to Phoenix, Arizona at the age of 20, I bought a home and I kept it for 30 years and had the same address and the same zip code. Although I was in a lot of places, I kept that home, so I laugh at myself when I make that comparison. How is that any different? But that's another day. And that voice is clear and present early on, very clear and present. Our strongest gifts are truly the ones which come to us naturally. 12 years old, I was teaching Bible school. My family didn't attend church. I'd get on my little dirt bike and I'd drive myself to church. And I was setting up potlucks. And I was teaching Bible school. And I was cleaning the church and I was babysitting the minister's kid. Really? You're a minister today? And it took me, 50-some years to finally say, okay, all right already. No time wasted, though, because it gave me a lot of fodder for Sunday mornings. These things that come naturally are part of our God-given nature. They were with us from the time that we drew our first breath. You know what they are. You may not be sharing them, but you do know what they are. You know when you're on, when you lock in, and you are your greatest expression in any given moment. You know, I know you know. Our divine nature, and I've been referring to it recently as my truth nature, is how we put it in New Thought. They're part of our God-given natural abilities. And it's not just the things that we do in the world, but it's actually how we see the world. And if we go back to our true divine nature, we'll never try to fake ourselves out. We'll always be, I don't know why this happens, we'll always be the divine beings that we are, no matter how many different ways we try to express it. In fact, some of those ways that we learned were actually survival. We learned to be the peacekeeper in our families. We learned to be the one in charge. Our circumstances and our environments brought those gifts to us. But that doesn't make them our divine nature or expression. Could be, but it doesn't mean that they are. Because we are impacted by the people who have taught us, the belief systems that have been put in front of us, the things that tell us right from wrong and how to show up in the world. And I'm grateful for those rules. I like knowing which side of the road to drive on. I like knowing that red means stop. I like knowing that green means go, and that's my favorite. And those things keep us safe. Those ways of being and allowing our environment to guide us can keep us safe. But the harm comes when we blindly adopt those ways of being without asking. So, hey, life, what do you think? So, hey, spirit of expression, what you got to say? If we blindly allow ourselves to just do what's in front of us because that's what we were told, I'm not starting a riot, but if we just blindly go forward in those things without listening to what we came to be and express in the world. It's dangerous. It can be dangerous because we give gifts that aren't really gifts in our mind. And we call it love. And we put a label on it. We show up and even if it's a noble cause, but it's not the expression of who we are. And we hide behind those good deeds and those noble causes because that is what the expectation is. And I'm not saying don't do good things. I'm saying do good things that light you up. I'm saying do good things that make a difference to your spirit, to the soul of who you are. You won't hear me say don't do good things. And this is where we start to truly look at who we are. You know, the board did some really good work recently. We took that mission statement. Good words, lots of good words. But it was written a long time ago. And our community has changed since then. Leadership has changed since then. Those are still good words. But to understand what they mean to us now, to understand what we mean by a nurturing, heart-centered community. What does that mean to the leadership of this community? Those are just words. Until we dig deeply enough to see what their divine expression is in our life now. And I use that story because this is where we start. Where we start to dig in. And we start to say, I want a deeper understanding. I want a deeper connection. And I do. Always. And I will remind you as a construction manager for 15 years, you can only build as high as you go deep. Living your life in authenticity guarantees that you are stabilized in who you are, in the divine expression that you are. And we have to go deep to do that. That's why we're going to have a little class after today's message. We're going to dig deeper into what does it look like for our lives to speak, and what does it look like when we listen. The human soul, now perhaps some of our human behaviors, but the human soul doesn't want to be fixed. Parker Palmer tells us. He says it simply wants to be seen and heard. Oh, do you feel that in the room? Do you feel that in YouTube land? It doesn't want to be fixed. It just wants to be seen for who it is and to be heard. That's why they give me a microphone. It's my divine nature to be heard and to be seen. He goes on to say the soul is like a wild animal, tough and resilient and shy. And when we go crashing in, it'll stand back and it'll wait. It'll wait for it's safe and express what it is. But like a wild animal, we can drive it off. And this is true of our souls. If we're willing to sit and own our authenticity and express the true nature of who we are, we will learn the divine. Now think about it. The divine nature of who you are. Can you imagine waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror? Instead of saying, where'd that crater come from? You look in the mirror and you say, welcome, divine one. Just try it one day. divine one, the expression that I came to be, I'm just going to do that today. I'm just going to be that today. Your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. That is what your voice is. When your deep hunger and the world's deep need come together to express a greater consciousness, a deeper knowing. Your deep gladness is the call of one's true, enduring, and authentic self. And it's not necessarily always happiness, but it is profound joy. Frederick Buechner said that. My life must bear witness. Say that with me. My life must bear witness. And the problem is when we're not living authentically, like I mentioned before, is that we're trying to give something away that we don't possess, that we're giving false and dangerous gifts to the world that we have no knowing of or connection to. And it can look like love, but really, it's a loveless gift because it's more from my need than it is the need of the one that I'm giving it to. I've only read about that. Anybody in your life? The gift that comes from authenticity can only heal. And there are plenty of reasons for not letting your life speak. I got a whole list of them. I got 50-some years of them. It's easy to understand why we don't, because you know what? What I can tell you about our life is this. It'll tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. It will hold no bars. It will express what it is. I must also let it speak the things that I don't want to hear and that I would never tell anyone else. And the good news is that as we teach, we learn to love it all. And I didn't say that you're in love with it all. But we learn to love it all, and we embrace it as part of our divine nature. It's a cool deal when we find ourselves standing in authenticity. Parker Palmer tells us this: learn to read your own responses. You'll receive the guidance you need to live the life that wants to live in you. Remember our principle. Our thoughts have creative power to influence events and determine outcomes. And we have to have quiet. We have to allow ourselves to hear what this amazing life within us wants to say. And it can change. I know there are people in the room that get up and go to work every day. I know there are people in the room that used to get up and go to work every day. I know that there are people that wish they could get up and go to work every day. We've got them all over the place. It hits every point. And this is the thing. Each one looking to express their divine nature. And it can change. I'm standing in a chaplain circle. I've been a chaplain for 8 years. And I'm standing at the opening song of the new chaplain season. And I hear, you're not going to do this anymore. And I said, what? And I didn't like it. I liked being a chaplain. I liked being somebody that people looked to for prayer. And that was exactly what was happening after 8 years. I liked being a chaplain. And I had moved away from my divine nature. I had moved away from the expression that could best serve the world because my gladness and the deep needs of the world were no longer being met. So they change in our lives Are you ready for that? Can you see that? Only if you're listening can you see that. Now, Trina and Andy are going to do a song for us. It's a Daniel Nahmod song. Isn't it nice to have live music? This song sums up the how we move into letting our life speak. This is not about becoming something, but it's about unbecoming what we think we know. We've brought into, and what we've bought into, and the truths and the untruths about who we are. And you will hear these words. Now that I see there's no judge, there's no jury. Now that I know I can take my own road, I feel a freedom that I've never known. What I never was, and it's about unlearning. What was never true, and it's about unbecoming that. Unbelieving all the lies that I've told myself, unbecoming is the story of my soul. May you have a week filled with opportunity to let your life speak. Namaste.
So yeah, Daniel Nahmod will tell you that his parents assumed he would be an accountant when he grew up, like his father was. And his authentic self was to write amazing music. So thank you, Daniel, for listening to your authentic self.
Amen.
Okay. It isn't like I've always wondered what I was made of. Is this really me? I've only recently discovered I've always stood in the shadows of the expectations of me. Now that I see there's no judge, there's no jury. Now that I know I can take my own road, I feel a freedom that I have never known. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Everybody's name is given. Nobody asks us who we really are. But after so many years of living, you wouldn't think the answers would still seem so far. I'm slow, I'm smart, I'm accounting, I'm art, I'm left brain or right, a morning person or night. Well, maybe it's time to step outside those lines and see who I find. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Scariest thing is offending, disappointing everyone's vision of who I should be. But the only way home is to fly on my own till I know, till I see. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming starts a story of my soul. Unbecoming is coming home.
Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Andy. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Okay, waterproof mascara. It's the best invention ever. So we're going to prepare for our time of abundance now. And are we abundant or what? Thank you, Ivana. Thank you, Andy and Trina. Thank you. So over here we have a gift for you table. And over here we have books, all of which are available to you. Please feel free to take them. Bring them back if you want to. Keep them if you want to. If they have lots of highlights in it, they probably belong to me. And we want you to know that we're here to support you. Everything you need to know about this community, you will find on the website at www.unityofflagstaff.org. Thank you again for being here today. I want to remind you that afterwards we're going to take a little deeper dive about letting your life speak. So join us, won't you, right after service today. I also want to bring your attention to a table we have out in the foyer. Thank you, Miss Selena Shue. We are excited and celebrating her book, Becoming Your Own Knight in Shining Armor. No, I wouldn't need a class like that. Do you feel like your dream relationship is just a fantasy? Are you challenged when it comes to ask for what you need in relationship, whether you're in relationship or not? Those are some very valid questions. See Selena out at her table. We are celebrating you, and thank you again for bringing that to our community, right? Yes? Round of applause. And there is a straw poll out there. Actually, I guess it's not really a straw poll because I'm going to ask you to write down. But you will see that we're going to start talking about our dinner. Actually, it's going to be dessert, mystery theater. And we want your opinion on which one of these you might be interested in attending. Yes, there will be costumes involved. Yes, there will be fun. And yes, it is a fundraiser. So you're going to get more details about that, but we are planning on it for October 27th. Thank you. We had a blast. Who attended last year? Yeah. Fun, huh? Did we have fun? Come on now. All right. And Miss Trina, thank you very much for leading that particular activity. We're grateful. So, affirm with me, won't you? As we bring those baskets forward, we're going to affirm these baskets. We're going to bless them up here a little bit. And we say it with me. Spirit as me is my source. Spirit as me is my power. We give thanks for all blessings. Our lives speak abundance. All right, go forward and, like I say, get the goods. All right, join in this abundance song as you're comfortable. And when you're ready, please stand. Thank you again, Andy and Trina. Amazing, truly. So here we go.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. That's Karen Drucker.
Yes, it is. Stay for the bonus discussion like we talked about earlier. And we are now blessing these baskets. Thank you, Spirit. We affirm we are the dance in abundance. Thank you, infinite supply. Have a great week, my friends. And together we affirm the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Create a great week, my friends. And be sure and check out what opportunities there are in the foyer.
I will bear
What?
witness to your love.
Okay. I got to get him to...
What?
Sam.
No, we're starting with that. Anyway,
Uh,
we dismissed ourselves.